I just PB'd, I got a 1436, and I'm going to be doing an analysis now of that run. There's a few minutes, not a few minutes, a few seconds before this run where I didn't trim out so that I can have world generation in it. But once the run gets started, I'll start analyzing. I believe this is the seed. It's a mapless seed if I recall correctly. I see no ship, but I see kelp, so my first thought is mapless, and I also see a spike. So it's not in the first sub-chunk, so I know it has to be one of the lower ones. And so I'm looking for stone. Exposed stone is what I'm looking for. And there it is. So I come up for air. And I know that's buried treasure. Pretty self-explanatory. And this is a very juiced chest. So 3 diamonds, I'm obviously making a diamond pickaxe. And 4 gold, I'm not going to make an axe. I'm going to make boots instead. I think boots are the better play. But I know some people who would craft axe instead. I use 2 TNT because I have plenty of TNT. And plenty of wood. So I'll craft extra sticks. Yep, standard tools. I could have crafted shears, but then I realized I already have plenty of blocks. And here's where the crafting... This is a bit of a time loss. My crafting is very messy here. Yep, there it is. And trying to find where that ravine was, because I honestly forgot where it was. And I see the kelp there, so I know where it is. I see that it's a lukewarm ocean, so I'm getting my gravel now, or rather my flint now. So the only time losses so far have been, I guess the crafting was pretty slow. Mapless was fine. Not too disappointed with that. And, yep, that's about it. The door placement was a little bit of a time loss for getting gravel. See light there, so I know there's another bit of lava. So right now I'm thinking this is a 3-minute entry, which is fine, especially considering I have blocks, food, and boots. But it starts to go downhill. So I placed the water up here before realizing I need to block off the water, and then I take the water back because I realized that I needed to block it off so that the water doesn't connect. If that makes sense. Hotbar management could have been a little bit better. I have 2 wasted slots right now. That was also a time loss. Only cost me about 15 seconds or so. Which isn't bad. It's not as much as it should have been. So I saw that the bastion's about 12 chunks away, so I set my render to 13. Couldn't really see a big enough spike, so I'm pretty sure I increased my render here. Yep. Keep the boat in my hotbar, because I never know if I'll need to boat clutch, and I see the fortress. It's really good proximity, really good chords, it looks like. So I'm pretty hyped for this run. It's not the best, it's not a bastion, but it's still really good proximity. Figured 2 Endermen, there's a 75% chance I get at least 1 pearl. So I figured get it. the reason I took the Enderman was because I saw that the Bastion was over a lava lake, and I'd either have to bridge there or pearl there, and so I opted to pearl. Didn't see any terrain to pearl to, so I just had to hope that my pearl landed on the bridge, and it did. It was a bit of a risk, but I had to take that risk. Could have crafted a gold pick here, but I realized I had a diamond pick, so there was really no point. Even though gold is faster, it just wasn't worth the time loss. This was a bit slow. I should have broken the gold block before placing all these blocks. The piglins are very cooperative. They can move pretty quickly, despite there being zombie piglins. I got 9 obbies, so I'm thinking there's a pretty good chance that if I just wait it out, I'll get 20 obby. But I saw that there was an exposed single chest on the left side before playing the route. So I figured why not check that, because it could speed up how quickly I get trades. And I don't have to pyrite, so I'm not really overlapping much with trades. So I see that I have 16 obby, plenty of pearls is what I saw fire res, I see that I have plenty of string, so I'm looking to pick up my trades that I need right now. I'm a bit slow because of my inventory management. Could have been a lot better, so it lost me about 10 seconds. Looking for fire res here. I usually like to, even though it's more than enough, I usually like to have 3 on 20 obby runs. I never take more than that. And I'm fine playing with 2 or 1. But 3 is enough to last me the whole run. I did forget to split the string. I didn't play for 0 cycle. Usually I do split the string and play for 0 cycle, but I just decided for whatever reason. Actually, I didn't decide, I kind of forgot to split my string. I know exactly where the fortress is, so I'm heading to it, and it's about an 8 flat fort entry with 20 obby, which is not bad for sub 15. I'm trying to conserve my pearls. Well, not really because I have minimal pearls, but because I have minimal food. I know that 3 salmon, as much as it seems like a lot, I'm still early into the run. I've got about 8 minutes or 7 minutes left. So I know that much salmon is not going to last me. Or it will barely last me. I should have blazed bedded here. That was another time lost. But I was a bit frazzled. And because I like to get my first portal off by 10 minutes. That way I don't have to deal with mobs in the overworld. So I get that off in plenty of time. Mess up the portal a little bit. And it's in 842 first portal over an ocean, which is good for 10 obby, but not great for when you have 20 obby. It's a bit hard to triangulate 2i perfect. One thing I did forget to do is turn off or make my taskbar icon small, which is better for subpixel measurement. But yes, I'm using Ninbot, and yeah, I do 2i perfect. Here's a pretty big mistake. I don't know why that happened. I didn't actually move, but I tried to place the soul sand there so I could wedge myself into a corner, even though I should have just waited at that point for the desync to turn off. Or rather, the cooldown to end. So I have to go all the way to this island, measure my second eye. So I do know that my measurement was fine here, and the hotkeys I pressed to add or subtract were as they should have been, but what I realized that my taskbar icons weren't small, so I could have missed, and I only got 79%, which isn't great for 2i perfect. But I decided to just leave it, even though I know there's not a great chance of me hitting, because of the 79% and also the bad subpixel measurement. Well, not bad subpixel measurement, but the failure to turn on small task. So I realized here I have plenty of blazes. I even get another spawn in a few seconds. So there's not much point in these blazes. So I'd have to craft my bed. And by the time I craft my bed, there's probably enough blazes that have spawned. So that guy, if he had dropped, I would have been out. I could have left on 10 pearls, but I decided to just wait it out because I'm on fine pace. So if I had blaze bedded, I would have blaze bedded right here with 10 eyes of ender, and I pretty much got the whole spawn cleared out before the next spawn wave anyway. So blaze bedding didn't end up punishing me, or not blaze bedding didn't end up punishing me very much. I think the distance was about 160, so it's a little bit of a low roll, but I don't know what my chords were, so. I didn't even check my chords at all because it doesn't really matter when you have 20 obby, in my opinion. So I'm realizing my chords are probably over lava right now. There's not much terrain, not any terrain, down at Y30. I pause here to check my chords. And I don't have to pearl, so I just jump in, make sure I have enough fire res. I believe my chords were like 262, negative 64, 262. So there was no point in pearl. My movement is very, very slow here. I know I'm on good pace. So this was mostly nerves, even though I know I have more than enough obby, so if I misplace it, it's fine. And this is a 12-10 I spy. Take a minute to cool down, because I know even if for some reason this round sub 13 pace, which is not really reasonable for this run. That was dimension load, so I usually pause when I enter the stronghold. Now I spend about 30 to 40 seconds in the middle, which is a bit overcommitted. Although I didn't really check any unnecessary paths, in my opinion. I figured I'll check up here because there's not much movement to the left. There's not much traffic on the left. So I noticed that there's not much traffic on the left, and I remember that. So I believe I go right when I come back to the first 5-way. Or wait, I should have gone left, but because there was less traffic there, but it didn't end up punishing me. I have plenty of pearls, so I can just craft them all into eyes. and it was a cage spawn, so had I had 0 cycle, this wouldn't have really been possible. Even though it's, I mean, it could have been, because it's a front dragon, looks like a medium tower. No, can't really tell. So yeah, I set up 1 cycle. The end engine was, I think, like 1330 or something. So yeah, I craft my beds now. I have 5, so I have nothing to worry about. I checked for a perch because I didn't hear the dragon, meaning it's not close to me. And I see this turn right here is where I notice it's perching. So I run towards it. Don't waste a pearl. That was a horrible first bed, horrible second bed. Third bed was fine. Fourth bed was fine. Could have put +1, but didn't really pass through my brain at that point. And here it is, 1436. GG's.